Thank you, Dennis, for having us on again. We really appreciate that. We released a video today. It's the first time, as far as I know, that any journalist has penetrated and infiltrated an Antifa training seminar where they're talking about things like, quote, eye gouging and committing acts of violence like, quote, destroying your enemy, kickboxing, violent activities. This is recorded in the state of Oregon. It was recorded infiltrated something called the Rose City Antifa, and we actually got into the training with an undercover reporter who wore a hidden camera. It was a very difficult thing to obtain, Dennis, because they're quite sophisticated and complicated in how they recruit their membership. So what this video is it's part one of a series of videos, on the inside of this group that the media claims doesn't exist.
Does the media claim it doesn't exist, or they just underplay their importance?
I think there have been some statements this week after the president announced that Antifa was a terrorist group. There have been a couple statements where people have belittled it, and in fact, there have been some comments. I don't have those in front of me, but some people made some comments that there really is no central structure behind Antifa. There really is no.
Is there a central structure?
Well, I think the video speaks for itself. What you have is a business in Portland, Oregon, hosting a training seminar. These people are named individuals. These names, Nicholas Suffini is an Antifa member that tells people to do the eye gouging activity. You have PowerPoint presentations that are delivered to a bunch of members. It's run almost like a business, like a structure. There's a structure to it. And it's clearly a concerted effort. It's not just a bunch of freewheeling Zoomers running around the streets. There's training, there's recruitment, and the sophistication, at least from my perspective, matches that of the FBI. This is not a fly-by-night operation. If you watch the tape, you'll see they do things. They bring you in the bathroom. They make you put your phone in a box. They check you for security. So it's quite an effort to train these folks and to make sure that the people are not being infiltrated. Project Veritas has special equipment. We were able to record them without them knowing that we were recording them.
I wonder how they react to the fact that you did penetrate.
Well, it's a tough thing for them to react to because it's hard to defend the statements they're making in the tapes. They're just talking about committing acts of violence against people. So I think the majority of people, the vast majority, even people in the media, believe it or not, they can't defend that. All they can say, Dennis, is that it's fake and doctored. And so far, no one has said that. Mm-hmm. No one has said that at all. So
do you have any idea who funds Antifa?
We haven't determined that yet, although we know the name of the business in Portland, Oregon that they held their training. It was in a bookstore. So if I was a journalist at the Washington Post or CNN, I might call that bookstore and try to find out who that person is. And we're in the business of doing that, and we're in the business of releasing part 2 of the series here either today or tomorrow, where we have more tape. But what we're trying to do is light a fire under the butts of the journalists in this country to care. We want them to see the reality, that this is a real group with real leadership, training people to commit acts of violence. This is a coordinated effort. People say, well, you're a conspiracy theorist. My response is, it's not a conspiracy theory when you can see the people's lips moving. It's not a conspiracy theory when you can see their face and their name and they're saying gouge people's eyes out in a PowerPoint presentation. That is not a conspiracy theory, Dennis. It is a fact. It is a cold, hard fact.
Yeah, I don't even understand what conspiracy theory has to do with what you're revealing. There's no conspiracy. There's a group that wants to hurt people who differ with it. It's called Antifa. It's a violent group. We'll be back in a moment with James O'Keefe and the video. I'll let you know how you can see it. He's founder and president of Project Veritas.